these two teams, Webbers of St. Charles, Missouri, qualifying second, and Spigner's Pro Corner from right here in Vernon Hills, qualifying third. Jerry Anderson, 27 years old, Cahokia, Illinois. A lot of lift and loft, Earl.
Well, we've got a wonderful lane condition here, Jay. It's about 46 feet of oil, believe it or not, and that's a long oil pattern, but it's a very flat surface. It's a synthetic surface to begin with, and the oil pattern is very flat, so the bowlers make good shots, get a good ball reaction.
Mark Whitman's 29 years old, a computer programmer. First up for Spigner's, and a bit of a problem for him. 310.
And there's, again, the oil is very long, the pattern itself, so that means that spare shooting shouldn't be that difficult. The players should be able to keep the ball in line a long ways. He'll probably go cross lane at this, try to throw it fairly straight, get the ball between the two pins, and have the ball bounce off the 3-pin into the 10.
So important in this Baker system to fill the frames. And they're open. This is the third of 12 stops around the nation in this series. Here's Tom Flanagan, a carpenter, 33 years old. Yes, sir. Nice start. You see the camaraderie and the chemistry of team bowling. It sure is fun.
It is. I just used to love this, Jay. If anything I miss in the sport of bowling, it's not the PBA Tour so much. It's back to the good old days of the team bowling, where we used to go and travel together as a team and bowl all the tournaments locally up in the Northwest. It was great.
Here's Jim Hendricks, 27 years old. And he gets it there, the first strike for Spigner's. And the local crowd rooting them on here.
Very much a different atmosphere. This particular scoring system, the Baker system, creates more of a camaraderie. The players have to help each other. They have to help each other read the lanes and the ball reaction.
And Webbers of St. Charles is really on a roll. That was Kevin Bruening, 23 years old, with a strike. This is Steve LeBoyer, merchandiser from the greater Chicago area, 28 years old. Gotta hurry. He got there.
You've got to stay close. Kelly's, of course, waiting in the wings, and they've already been on this in this format and made the show in Detroit, finished third, and they just ran away with this in the qualifying rounds, and then it got close toward the end. But here's where the experience counts, right here. And I'm coming down to Randy Lightfoot, an ex-touring player, ABC Masters champion.
He won the Masters in '81. 2 national PBA titles for him. Randy Lightfoot striking. This is Mitch Sachs, a claims manager, 29 years of age.
One of 2 lefties on this team, and he has a very unusual style. Watch the arm swing, and then watch the balance at the foul line. Off balance, very unique arm swing, got a very bad break at the same time.
Yes, indeed, the 7 wouldn't go down for him.
The idea here is to stay as close as possible. Obviously, it looks like it's really bad for Spigner's at this point, but this is 2 games, total pins. Total pins wins the match. There's a look at a replay of that last shot. You can see it was kind of a bad break. The pins were everywhere but on the 7-pin. Cross lane, it straightens it out. Perfect cover.
And this gentleman may be familiar to many of you, Leroy Bornhop. Now an airlines reservation agent in the St. Louis area, 32 years old. A PBA national title and 15 regional titles to his credit. Oh boy. Well, strikes all the way for Webbers.
Weber's high game this week as a team in the Baker system, and that's over 18 games of match play, was 248. So you can see they're really on a roll this game.
This is Andy Dyer. He's a pro bowler with 3 PBA regional titles, and the 7 doesn't go for him, and they've had a bit of a tough time with that 7-pin.
They're 2 left-handers bowling 4th and 5th for him, and you want your best players down at the bottom, obviously, for a lot of reasons. And for Weber's lanes, that's Lightfoot and, of course, Bornhop. For this team, it's the 2 lefties who seem to be the best players on the team. Andy and I are touring players, you mentioned, Jay, and a very good spare shooter. I don't expect Andy to have any problem making the 7-pin.
Hope you're enjoying this National Team Challenge Series. And we will be back with more of the action from the Hawthorn lanes here in Vernon Hills, Illinois, northwest of Chicago, in just a few moments. The National Team Challenge Bowling Series is being brought to you by the American Bowling Congress, pride and service to bowlers since 1895. By Lynn Shoes for the performance approach. It's American-made Lynn Shoes, the choice of better bowlers worldwide. And by Pinbreaker Bowling Balls, bringing you the Pinbreaker Break of the Match. And Weber's is up by 43 pins. Spigner's and Weber's have switched sides, and now it gets very important.
It does, Jay. Switching sides means that they're bowling on lane 12, but they've got all 5 strikes in lane 11. And it doesn't seem to make much difference, but the lanes will change as they've waited, they've bowled 5 frames, they switch lanes, and there's going to be a little bit different ball reaction. He just flat overpowered him there, Jay. Very strong young man. Gets the ball well out on the lane.
Jerry Anderson with the strike, and now Mark Whitman. Whitman left the 310 in frame 1. A 4-pin.
And Spigner's team just doesn't seem to be able to get very many breaks at this point. Weber's team bowling fantastic, but Spigner's team, after that opening split, came back with 2 good solid strikes, then 2 7-pins by their left-handers. And again, this is a young man that started with the split, came back with a good shot, left the 4-pin. It's been kind of a tough match so far for Spigner's, but again, it's 2 games, total pins, so anything can happen in this format.
And Whitman converts. Looks a little like another Mark Harmon, the movie star. Tom Flanagan. Tom was 17 300 games in his career. Weber's up by 54.
Wait a minute.
Oh, boy. How about the late 10-pin? And they still have thrown nothing but strikes.
Well, it's kind of hard to catch up when your opponent doesn't make a mistake or get a bad break. And Weber's lane throwing the ball extremely well. The whole team. Here's a good look at that. Look at the tremendous rotation. Watch the pin action. Watch the head pin go to the wall, come all the way back across the lane, and just beat the rack. There's a good look at it. Watch the head pin come across the lane. And back to live.
It did happen as we come back live.
And another great shot by the Spigner's team, but they still can't get the corners down, Jay.
This is Jim Hendricks. Jim had an 8-13 series a few weeks ago.
Give you an idea how tough this scoring system is, the Baker system. Even though it's very exciting to watch, it's difficult to shoot the big game, which is Weber's team is doing at this point. Kelly's Pro Shop, who is the leader going into the telecast, averaged 220 in the qualifying, which is straight, just regular team bowling. In the Baker system, they only averaged 202, whereas Weber's team averaged 216 and only 205 in the Baker system. The closest was Spigner's, who averaged 207 to qualify and then 206 under the Baker system.
Can Kevin Bruening keep the streak going? Yes.
I've never seen a 300 game in the Baker system, Jay. This could be the first time I've ever seen one right here. They're coming down into their strength, too. There are 2 pro bowlers on the end of the lineup there, Randy Lightfoot and Leroy Bornhop.
Steve LeBoyer for Spigner's. Big, strong right-hander. Little high and problems there.
My. Well, this is almost an impossible split. We call it the Big Five or the Greek Church. There are a lot of different names for it, but most of the bowlers call it something you can't say on television.
4, 6, 7, 9, 10.
Exactly. He'll go for the 3 pins and hope he can bounce one out of the pit and maybe get lucky.
Well, Weber's is really rolling.
And Spigner's, after rolling well and not carrying, is getting themselves deeper and deeper into a hole all by themselves.
Randy Lightfoot. There we go.
Well, we'll see what Leroy Bornhop can do in the 10th frame. He'll finish this game all by himself with a chance for his team to bowl 300. Jay, that would be phenomenal to watch.
It really would be. Mitch Sachs. 4 Spigners.
They seem to have had the heart taken out of them, and I can understand why, but they seem like they're just trying to get out of the way and get it over with. Remember, this is a 2-game match. Anything can happen, so they should be trying to get as many pins as possible, and you never know. Weber's Lanes could come back with a 150 game. It can happen in the Baker system.
Well, the spotlight now falls on this gentleman, Leroy Bornhop. League average of 234.
That's not too bad.
No, indeed.
I think Leroy is very nervous at this point, even with all his experience. He's bowled a lot of 300 games over his career, but he's never been in a situation probably where he needed 3 strikes for his team to have 300.
How about the excitement here at the Hawthorn Lanes in Vernon Hills, Illinois right now?
And that was the toughest one of the 3 to get, Jay. The first one in the 10th. After that, you're lined up, you feel comfortable. You know you made a good shot. The next 2 get a little easier. Most people think the 12th strike's the toughest. I feel the 10th strike's the toughest. Look at the concentration on his face. Or fear, I'm not sure which. Oh, what a break, huh?
One away. Earl, not much you and I can say at this point except invite the viewers just to sit back and watch. You're watching the National Team Challenge Series. Leroy Bornhop trying to throw a strike for Weber's St. Charles Lanes, St. Charles, Missouri, and a perfect game with his 4 teammates. Sensational! There it is, a 300.
I never thought I'd see a 300 in the Baker system. What a thrill. That was fantastic bowling, Jay. There wasn't a bad shot in the bunch. Every ball was in the pocket area, had a chance to strike, and obviously they all did.
And this knowledgeable crowd standing and applauding here. Here it is.
The 12th ball. Dead solid perfect. 10 pins in the pit.
And happiness reigns for Weber's of St. Charles Lanes, a 300 game. We'll return with more excitement right after this.